Hello there. This is Felice Pace with the Grazing Reform Project. I'm here in late June 2020 on the Horse Creek grazing allotment on the Klamath National Forest. And here is what is supposed to be a cattle exclusion to keep cattle out of this wetland. This is Reeves Ranch Springs, and it's a wetland. It's one of the headwaters of Horse Creek, which is down below, and provides critical habitat for threatened coho salmon. This Reeves Ranch Spring, you can see a big drier meadow area. But there's no grass growing in this drier meadow because the bunch grasses that are native to this area have been wiped out by repeated grazing in a single season. Those bunch grasses, they evolved with wide-ranging elk, and they don't do well with repeat grazing, which is what cattle do when they're not herded. They just stay in locations like this. And as a result of wiping out these bunch grasses out here, there's nothing for cattle to eat out here. So they want to go into the exclusion. And if we go down, walk down now to this exclusion, that's where we're going to find what the condition of the exclusion is. These fence posts, the bigger ones, are here from a previous exclusion. That exclusion was taken down, and the Forest Service managers say they don't know how. Here's one of the emergent springs right here where cold, clear water is coming out of the ground, and that should be delivered downstream, down to Horse Creek down below. Here we are walking down, and we see some cow pies. We see some sign that cattle have been here not only in previous years, but already here on June 30th, when they're not supposed to be up on the Siskiyou Crest here at this high elevation for this area until July 15th to protect the sensitive resources up here. Here's where the spring emerges from the exclusion. The modern exclusion fence, which is just some temporary posts. And here's where that exclusion fencing has been, the bottom level has been removed or has come down on its own, and cattle can now get through here, and you see a few of them already have. But only a few cattle have made it up this far. They're not supposed to be here right now. They're supposed to be down below. But you can see there's a fresh cattle punch several inches, I'd say 4 inches into the soil, showing that this area is not ready for grazing. And because cattle grazing is now pretty much focused on these riparian areas, a lot of shade is removed, and a lot of trampling occurs in the wetlands, and this damages water quality. But the exclusion fencing meant to protect this spring is not functioning, and the grazing season at this elevation hasn't even started yet. So, once again, this is the Horse Creek allotment on the Klamath National Forest. This is the Siskiyou Crest, and this is Felice Pace, coordinator of the Grazing Reform Project, showing you that there's very little forage outside of the wetland at this location. Over and out.